Guys, it's your boy Lieutenant Dan here with another college film breakdown. This one of former Michigan Wolverine Rashan Gary, defensive end, defensive tackle, kind of a hybrid guy, being able to go inside and outside. I think his best position is probably 3-tech. Yeah, he can have that kind of mismatch with teams, but he is capable of playing both sides. And one of the things that I really like about Rashan Gary, before we really get into the tape, is that because of his hybrid ability, he is more of a wait and watch kind of guy, read and react. The first punch is what he reads. The second thing that happens is he looks into the backfield to see whether it's a pass or a run. Sometimes that hurts him, sometimes it doesn't. And then Rashan goes and attacks. So sometimes it takes a little bit for the gears to start turning, and other times I see him just flash off the field. But let's go ahead and get straight into this this film breakdown. We're going to see him on the edge here. There's going to be a stunt off of him from the defensive tackle, and then he's going to clean up this run with the linebacker. Let's get straight into it. Boom, hits that, gets the linebacker, and they help bring down the running back. And why I love this play so much is that ability to get off of that chip block. Boom, you get that chip block immediately, because you're trying to get one of the guards or one of the linemen upfield to get to the second level to take out a guy like Devin Bush, who's sitting there, that helps clean up this play with Gary. Gary is able to actually withstand that initial hit and swipe it off, basically. And now this becomes the second part of the two-parter that is Rashan Gary. First, he initially hits that contact or sees what the offensive line wants to do. And a lot of times he'll kind of stand off and wait, and I'll give you a film example of that in just a moment. But now we're in phase 2 of Rashan Gary. Rashan Gary now identifies what the play is. So sometimes he throws himself, sometimes he doesn't. Particular situation, he does not just throw himself at the defense, or excuse me, the offense. And he's going to look into the backfield and see this running back. And that's going to give him the opportunity to now force the running back to go where they need to go. The stunt was played well by the defensive tackle, so that lane is cut off, so the running back darts back inside. And that's where Gary becomes special, because he can wrap up and bring guys down. And honestly, this is the kind of stuff, and it's not very sexy, but this is the kind of stuff that you see from a Rashan Gary that just makes your mouth water if you're a team that's playing in a base package and needs somebody to have a strong side defensive end. Ain't going to get a lot of sacks, but is going to be the kind of terror or force that, you know, is going to keep a running back from gaining big yards. You're going to limit them to 2 to 3 yards per carry. And this is the kind of stuff that you want to see. Shrug off those linemen and bring guys down. So here's another play which actually has another stunt on Gary, and this is why I believe that Gary could be a very interesting stunting 3-tech from the 5 position, or even putting him in that quote-unquote Michael Bennett Seattle Seahawks role where he plays 3-tech and is a disruptor, because the way that he stands up these Penn State offensive linemen is impressive, and he immediately visualizes exactly where things are going to be going. So as we run this play, Gary is going to get stunted off of by the defensive tackle. And of course, that guard is going to try to penetrate and get up to the second level. Gary sees exactly where the play is going and stands up here against almost 3 guys. There is one Michigan Wolverine in front of him, but he's up against a chip, someone's weight getting pushed back into him, and I believe that's number 71 or 81. 61, something one. But they're trying to push Gary out of the way. This looks to be a read option of some sort here, with, I believe, what looks to be Devin Bush coming off the edge there. And basically, I might be wrong, but basically Gary sitting here and holding this up allows for the team to be able to disrupt and eat that up. And it's just a beautiful play, because I think that the Falcons, or really, to be honest, any team that uses Gary in this capacity, can then work players around him. It's not always about being an impact player, but whether players can play around what you do and disrupt, while, you know, a guy like Gary just does his job and eats something up and causes some havoc. Again, that's just the responsibility sometimes of having an unsexy draft pick like a Rashan Gary, where he just does the dirty work. Guys like Christian Wilkins, Rashan Gary, Jeffrey Simmons, Dexter Lawrence will never get praised for their work, because what they're doing is they're just disrupting and working the ball, clogging up lanes, and allowing other players, like I believe that's Devin Bush at number 10, as well as the outside edge, to come and beat that up, Chase Winovich. So you can use a guy like Gary to plug holes, and you can then use your linebackers and other players around him to eat the rest of those gaps and plug things up, whether you're using one gap or two. Just very, very conscious effort by Rashan Gary here to just eat this up and allow players around him to eat it up too. Now here's another play that I wanted to show you guys. This showcases the pass rush ability by Gary. Gary has some pretty long arms, allowing him to kind of create space in between him and an offensive tackle or guard. He also is very, very strong. Rashan Gary out there kicking ass, taking names. So Rashan Gary running that 4.61 unofficial 40. But I believe it cleared at 4.7. He also had a hell of a vert jump at 38, which is pretty cool. And really the question Gary will have to answer is why his athleticism doesn't translate into more domination on the field. But again, I've already spoken on this. He is kind of a read and react kind of guy. Again, phase 1, read what things are happening in the backfield. Phase 2, react to those things happening in the backfield. Did I get myself downfield fast enough or upfield fast enough to get to the quarterback and or disrupt what's going on with the running back, which again makes me believe that he's more of a 3-tech 5 hybrid than he is a pure 5. And we can debate in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe and make sure that you hit that notification bell to be notified of new content that we do. Rashan Gary on this play here is going to extend those arms. Going to get a really, really nice extension here. Boom. See, look at that nice extension. He got a little nice jump off that line as well. And Michigan's bringing the house. They're bringing quite a few of their Wolverines who have a lot of speed. That extension there allows Gary to go, look, I see that Chase Winovich, as well as another either linebacker and or defensive end, is darting into the backfield. Now is my time to cut inside. If I know anything about McSorley, he's going to run or try to escape, which is exactly what happens. Once McSorley feels the pressure from Chase Winovich, that's when, as you can tell, Gary is now reacting to that first initial read, which was what's going on. He's a wait and see kind of guy, which makes him kind of special, because if you can put the full package together, that athleticism and that IQ, he's going to be a pretty dangerous NFL prospect. Again, back to the tape, goes in and cleans up to help for this sack here. And it's just that arm extension into reading, into helping out with the sack. 71 does keep his hands on him and push him to the ground here after he does bump into McSorley's legs. But by all counts, he helped collapse that pocket, and that's what's special about this play. Helping to collapse the pocket, reading and reacting to exactly what's going on, long arm extension, good jump off the line, and just collapsing pocket. That's the whole point of his position as like a strong side defensive end / 3-tech hybrid kind of guy to help stop the run and disrupt things, allowing other players to get sacks and allowing other players to get their job done as well. Again, one more time. Beautiful. And so here is our final look of Rashan Gary, and this one is actually of him being a 3-tech, which I like, or almost kind of a 4-eye, because this is a bare look. So you've got your nose tackle there, 2 3-techs or 2 4-eye, and then basically some edge line backing 5-techs, almost 6. So basically how this play goes is Rashan Gary goes in, gets with this guard. He's read the play now. Now he's there to throw the arm up underneath 73 and get into this lane because the cutback is no longer there unless this running back stops on a dime and heads back to the left. But getting to this running back and helping knock him down, this is the exact kind of stuff that Rashan Gary is very, very good at, which again speaks to that hybrid 3-tech a bit where you take on a guard, you body him up, long arm extension, get into that gap that they want to run. Boom, there's that gap showing you with the animation on the screen, and then Gary slips into that gap and knocks down the running back. It's just as simple as that. Doesn't have to be overly complicated. It's not a sexy play, but it is what Gary's very good at. Now, I could show you 25 million sacks, which is actually way over exaggerating, but I could show you a lot of sacks that Rashan Gary had, and you'd be so impressed by the outstanding athleticism. But that's not what we're here to showcase. We're here to showcase the fact that Rashan Gary is a hybrid 3-tech, 5-tech. That Rashan Gary has the power and weight and size and athleticism to do such a thing. And it's exactly what the Atlanta Falcons are looking for. More guys that can play 3-tech and 5, allowing them to not take them off the field. If we need to go to a base look, it's a simple switch of personnel from a spot on the field. If we need to go to nickel, boom, simple switch on the field. It's nothing difficult. So again, Rashan Gary, in conclusion, Rashan Gary, the type of guy that I would want to put on my team if I was the Falcons, or any team going through here that's playing a 43 that likes to play a little bit of a hybrid look where they throw some guys that are defensive tackles at defensive end and vice versa. And having a guy like Gary allows you to do so. Allows you to, because of his athleticism, because of his size, because of his IQ, allows you to stick there and say, I can take on a guard, flip off of him, work my way down some traffic, work my way down the lane, find the gap or the hole that they're trying to create, and stop a running back from gaining a lot of yards, or potentially go into the backfield after I've read and react to what's going on, what type of play they're doing, and use my long arms, use my athleticism, use my extension, use my set of pass rush moves, which I did not highlight in this video, to be able to get to the pocket, and even if I don't get the sack, collapse the pocket and allow other players around me to terrorize quarterbacks. That is how unsexy Rashan Gary is. But Rashan Gary is the kind of guy that you want to bring on this team, or with any team, to be able to beat up on people and allow other players to shine. I would call Rashan Gary, and he's probably going to watch this, or some other people are going to watch this and go, what the hell? I would say that Rashan Gary is not the sexy girlfriend that you've been drooling over. It's the wife that you married that actually gives a damn and cares. So find yourself a Rashan Gary of the world to plug up that strong side defensive end position, or potentially be allowed to play 3-tech at 277 pounds plus. He can play a very wide grouping of defensive end as a very unsexy strong side defensive end, clogging lanes and allowing him to collapse the pocket. And he can also play that 3-tech role, which is a little bit of a mismatch sometimes with these guards. My name's Lieutenant Dan. I hope you guys enjoyed the film breakdown we did today. It was a little shorter, which is exactly what I wanted. And if you would like to help out this channel, be sure to check us out on Patreon, as well as UNGR_show on Twitter and Instagram, to go check out some of the life stuff that I do, as well as some of the discussions that we have. And hey, you know what? We have a Discord. Go ahead and hit that Discord up. And we'd love to chat with you if you're an NFL player, if you're a collegiate player, or you're just a fan of Falcons football, or NFL talk in general. Again, this was a collegiate film breakdown from your boy Lieutenant Dan. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a wonderful day. Rise up, stay grounded.